all of your platforms. So, but one of the first times I stumbled upon your content was a couple years ago. We did a video on one of not believe in the neck pour, and I'm a fan. So
you can believe whatever other nonsense.
here.
Totally fine.
yes,
It's a low bar. It's a low bar for Ben.
yep, exactly. As far as the collecting hoarding thing goes, I mean, yeah, I would guess I would agree. It's the hoarders and the flippers. And I guess, you know, if you buy a product, like you were saying, Conrad, like it's yours, do what you want with it. I've seen like people that I follow on Instagram that I actually kind of quit following, I think, because I just got sick of seeing like, show me your 18 bottles of Antique 107 and your 25 bottles of Stag. And it's just like, I've seen a number of channels that like, if you have those, that's fine. Cause like Eagle Rare is one, you know, like to your point, Conrad, I'm a big Eagle Rare fan as well. I only see it maybe a couple times a year. So I always buy it when I get the chance, if it's less than $50. So I've got 4 of those, one's open. That's about the bottle that I have the most of. But I think it gets to a point where it's kind of like that when I first got into whiskey, it was like the flex thing. It's like, oh, this guy on his Instagram page, he's got, you know, 10 bottles of this and 15 bottles of that. And I think people just kind of look at that as being douchey now. So I think that that's kind of wrapping up. But, you know, on the other hand, I've met people while I'm out bourbon shopping. I met a guy who was out hunting for bottles, and he was telling me about all these bottles that he's got. And he's got like a $4,000 Buffalo Trace bottle that was he won it from the distillery, a chance to purchase it from the distillery. It was some weird, like commemorative edition, whatever. And he was telling me about all these bottles, and he doesn't even drink alcohol, he said. He's just collecting the whiskey to collect it. Yeah. So he's never tasted any of the bourbon he's ever purchased. And I think he's just collecting it up as I don't know, like an investment or something. I mean, I don't think it's going to pay off, but
that guy sucks.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. And the other thing,
whoever that guy is, sucks.
Yeah, he was a nice guy. But the other thing on that point is when I hear people talking about all the bottles that they have, like if you've got 6-7 bottles of the same, you know, 2024 George T. Stagg, and you've got 15 bottles of WLW or something like that, I don't believe you're getting those bottles at MSRP. You're just finding those because you're hunting or you're getting lucky in lotteries. You're paying secondary for that. And I guess if you're rich or have massive credit card debt, I guess, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't impress me that you've got all these bottles that you just engaged in the secondary market to get.
Oh, Ben, this is why you're my redheaded stallion. I couldn't agree more. It's just a big, stupid flex.
Good God, what is that?
I like it.
I don't know
I
what
like
the
it.
sample is.
It's from a band called Ween.
Okay.
Oh, I like Ween. I don't
Do they
know
have
that
a-
song.
Yeah.
Do they have a backup
Did
singer
you say
named
Ween?
No, Ween.
Ween Ur?
No, they don't, but that would be funny.
Hey,
But
hey, I bet
Byron,
you-
they have the 2 guys in the band are both named. It's Gene Ween and Dean Ween. It's not
Gene
their
and
real
Dean,
names, but they both have the name Ween. And that's how I came up with the idea of having a band with multiple people named Wade called the Full Blown Wades.
Full blown Wade.
Yeah.
Kind of stemmed
think-
from that.
Peen would have been better.
That's what she said.
Of course it would. Of course it would. All right, real quick. Canadian Chris, I think this one's for you, Sean. Canadian Chris said, cheers, I'm a flat earther, but I don't believe in the significance of the left neck pour. Am I part of the cool club? Flat earth might be something we'll have to talk about in a future episode.
Oh, good Lord.
I mean, I would say if there's one of those 2 things to not believe in, it's definitely the neck pour.
Oh.
So Ben from the Bourbon Note, flat earther confirmed.
Yes, my cousin's husband has a T-shirt he wore the last time I saw him, and it was a picture of the Earth in the shape of a cube, and it said "Cubed Earth Society" because a flat Earth is just ridiculous.
Yes.
All right,
That's
we're
awesome.
going over to Bobby now.
Bobby, thoughts on this?
You guys kind of hit them all. I mean, if someone's going to buy it, I don't really care. But if you're going to stack them up and especially if you're going to stack up a bunch of them and then make videos about it, you're trying to flex. I mean, who flexes with the Eagle Rare and Weller 12? That's to be. I mean, if you're in doing what we're doing, are you really going to flex with those two? There better be a store pick. Hey, you know what's funny about that? So Saturday around noon, I'm probably gonna do my own live stream. DRC, hopefully he'll be on it with me. On the YouTube part of it, I'm probably gonna give away an Eagle Rare, and then I'll do a Patreon only after that. We're probably gonna give away a Weller 12.
Ooh, nice! I'm in the running for that.
Both these bottles we're talking about, I'm gonna give away.
Nice.
Because that's why I have backups of them for giveaways, and I don't
That's
particularly.
nice.
I don't particularly like either one of them, to be honest. I do like Eagle Rare. I have like 2 or 3 banger Eagle Rare store picks. These are some of the best store picks I have. But the regular shelfer, I don't hate it, but I'm not like, I gotta get some Eagle Rare.
Yeah.
And I've never been that way about it. Same with the
Yeah.
Clipping that.
I know. I was going to say, can you tell me that one more time, Bobby? Tell me that enthusiasm for the Eagle Rare. Show me again.
Gotta get some Eagle Rare. I don't got it.
Like fire marshal.
Oh my God.
He's knocking shit over. Oh my God. He's like Fire Marshal Bill over here.
But
Myron.
as far as I don't think they're ruining it. I mean, if they want to wait, you know what? I actually would appreciate it if they keep buying the same bottle. So that leaves, and especially ones I don't like, that leaves the ones open that I actually like. I can go get those and you're spending money on the multiple of the same bottle.
That's the problem, Bobby. They don't buy the same. The collectors don't buy the same bottles. The collectors buy all of the latest and greatest bottles. So the normal liquor stores, they push it up. They say, okay, well, I know I can get $200 for this bottle right here, or $400 for this bottle right here, and they just they just, to me, they drive up the prices. Especially the guys like I have a buddy who he drinks bourbon, he collects bourbon. He has I think 4 Russell's 13s. I think he has 1 or 2 Russell's 15s. Only one of them is open. Only one. Like his wife was like, no, you can't open. She was like, when they got their first Russell's 13 and he cracked it, and he was like, oh, this is good. She was like, oh, we got to get a backup. And then they got a backup and a backup of a backup. And they never opened any of the other. She was like, no, we're not going through this fast. And then he bought the Rick House Proof. So guys who drink bourbon, that are into bourbon, that collect, hey, I love them. But the guys who do not drink and just collect and just watch it, that just pisses me off, man.
The only multiples I have is either ones I know I like, and I like, ooh, I might not be able to find it. I'll grab another one.
Yeah.
Or I know that other people like them for giveaways, like the Eagle Rare. It's for Conrad can back. Actually, those of you that don't know, Conrad and I live probably about an hour and a half away from each other.
Okay.
We actually go to a couple of the same stores. We just haven't crossed paths yet. But Eagle Rare and Weller 12, they're not hard to get around here. There's a lot of stuff that's it's really not hard to get, and we can get it probably MSRP or not much higher than that. Just
Bobby, if you could score me a Weller 12, I would take one.
What's that?
Sorry to interrupt. If you could score me a Weller 12 at MSRP, I would take one.
I may be able to, actually. Hey, you know what? Hey, Patreon live stream on Saturday. You're one of the patrons. Dude, you might just win it.
Fingers crossed. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it is one I would like to get on the shelf for various videos and stuff.
Yeah. And they're great to have. I like to have them, and I'll taste them. And for what we do, I like to have them for the blinds. The this, not that. That actual grab stuff that's kind of similar. So it's nice to have a big variety of stuff that she can choose from. But most of the stuff I have is open unless it's unless I just haven't, or unless I have a bottle that's open and it's in back of it and I'm drinking it, or for a giveaway. That's it. I don't have a bunch of the same crap.
Cool.
Yeah.
10 years a sweet spot too. Like to have an Eagle Rare to compare to other stuff. There's a lot of 10 years they like put it up against. So it's a good one to have around for sure.
All right. Before we
Good
move on
gift
to our
whiskey.
next topic.
No, we're not moving on to a topic. Myron's going.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I thought he did, but I thought we should all get a pour because our glasses are empty and it's time for everybody to
My
pick
glass
something.
is not empty.
What do you guys want to drink?
Something. Also, apparently, if you mention something as asinine as flat Earth, it makes my internet drop. So, fun fact.
Yeah, you got somebody got on the red phone and was like, "Shut that cowboy down."
Here, now your glass is empty too.
I love it.
You got
So
big time.
Myron, why don't you go ahead and give us your thoughts on
I'm
this?
sorry, Myron. I did not mean to steal your thunder.
No. I was just saying, like, the guys who collect just burn me up. They burn the guys who collect and don't drink. It just burns me up because why do you have bottles to just look at? If you want to look at bottles, go to a store. You can go to a store. Yeah. Like I crack every bottle for the channel anyway. There's the only bottles that I don't crack are the ones that are multiples and the Weller 12, because I was thinking about using that as a trade, but because I've had it before. If I hadn't had it before, I would have cracked it, but I had it before. I thought it was good for what it was, but it's not like mind blowing, which is most Buffalo Trace products. But like I said, the guys who just collect and don't drink, man, it drives me up the wall.
Yeah, it's a beverage, not a baseball card. So
right,
yes, Sean. Oh, what a good analogy. No, seriously, that was good.
Any consumable should not be an investment. And I think my thoughts on this kind of go towards the guys who are like, oh, I've got 6 of these on my shelf. And it's like, well, have you drank any of them? No. Like that is the part to me that's crazy. And it's not even like the hoarding aspect of it. It's like the flexing aspect of it. Like they'll show you like a whole, like I have the whole BTAC lineup. I'm like, oh, how are they? Well, I don't know. I haven't opened them. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah. Like why are you buying it?
It's meant to be consumed.
It's a strange flex, though, especially for a dude. It's kind of like saying it's like a dude that says he can braid his hair. Like, I mean, okay, but that makes you less cool. So,
yeah, that is distasteful to me. Like to have all those things on your shelf and be like, well, I'm not opening them, or like I try not to be judgmental of other people. When people come here, I'm like, anything on the shelf. Not that I have like crazy great bourbons, but anything on the shelf is like open to drink. And like I've gone to places where like, oh, sorry, I'm not opening them. No, it's like, right. Oh, okay.
P.S. Sean, I would not date anybody I date a guy whose hair I could braid. No, thank you.
What about dreads though? What about dreads? Dreads are cool. Anyway.
Now, okay, sorry.
Maria, you brought up what did we pour? Because you said we should pour something.
I was waiting, but Brian jumped the gun.
I jumped the gun. We poured Stag 24A.
Okay, I have a Stag right here somewhere. Let's see.
Okay,
right.
Super.
If you have a Stag, pour it, y'all.
Now I'm going to tell you guys, to be very honest with you, I
love
hard
in the paint.
That Penelope Marshmallow Toast. I love that one so much, and we're on our backup bottle now of it.
Yeah.
And so I have actually not poured it because I want to save it because I love it so much, but only until I'm hopeful that we can find another backup for it, and then I'll start drinking it again. But like in this instance, it's not that it's not cracked, it's just that I want to save it because I just like it so much, and I'll be sad when it's gone. You know what I mean?
There's an online retailer.
I've only heard of that bottle through you guys. That's the only place I've ever even heard of that bottle existing. And I'm on the lookout for it just based on your review of it because you guys loved it so much. It's so good. And so like in that instance, that's what I'm trying to say. Like it's open, but I'm not really drinking it in a excess because it's special to me. That's the difference in that. Like I'm not hoarding it per se, but I don't want to just piss right through it.
Yeah.
Ooh. That tastes funky.
Oh,
I don't like the A. I don't think we liked as much.
Why didn't you just pour the C?
That's what she said.
No, the C was not the one we liked either.
I like the D. The D is always the best.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Ben, you need a button for that's what he said. It tastes funky.
How dare you? How dare you, people?
I do need to get. I do need to get a bottle or a button for that for sure.
I am drinking the B currently, Brian. It's pretty good.
Yeah, that we just
This is
did.
weird.
We just did the C and the D and liked them.
Yeah,
They're totally.
you
Yeah, we do.
You know,
That's on Bourbon School's OnlyFans page.
whatever you couples do together is up to you guys.
I'll get that. The
Big
C and D were both good, but I could not. It was very surprising to me how different they were from each other. Like,
All right.
the D was way drier,
There's the D?
and
That's what she
Yeah.
said.
Yeah. I hate a dry
Too
D.
easy.
right
A
there,
dry D just really gives
Right
you a lot
there.
of burn. A lot of burn from a dry D.
Bag start doing D bag.
We're
Spit on that thing. You get me?
I don't know. You can't see it, but that's the D right there. 24D.
That's the D
We're-
right there.
we're in a different territory right now. Like this is a
Don't drop
different
the
channel.
Conversation has gone off the rails.
It's the Whiskey 6 After Dark, people. Welcome to it.
D.
It's
Oh
it's my
my
understanding
gosh.
that's why I was hired for this gig.
That's true. That's true. All right.
Bourbon School is low key, like the most low key, like dirty whiskey channel. Because there's always something between
It's because
Marie
of the
Ann and Lauren.
ladies.
There's always
Yes!
something dirty being said.
Yeah.
It's
There is.
always because of the
Two.
ladies.
One of the two
There's a
things
lot of-
Yeah.
happens all the time. Yeah.
There's a lot of innuendo flying, and it usually the later in the
In the
filming we
filming.
go, the more it's flying around.
Which actually, we have a great
That's
video
what she
coming up is Whiskey Just for Men. And
Yeah.
Lauren and I are going to do that one. So that
Yeah.
should be an interesting
Oh.
one.
Okay.
We'll see. They're all like secretly like, yes, it is.
Mm. As I sit here and drink bourbon.
Whiskey topic. It was like we originally were talking about what's the most overrated bottle right now. We can do it one of two ways. I'll let you answer it one of two ways. It can be, what do you think is the most overrated bottle out there that like people are going crazy for, that you just think is probably not worth the hype? Or it could be, what is the most overrated bottle that you bought like this year? Like, so far in 2025, have you gotten a bottle that was really hyped up and you got it and you're like, this sucks, or this is just not worth the hype? So you can go either way with this. You can go both ways, folks. Let's start with, I'm going to go down. We'll start with Sean.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna have very uninteresting things to say.
Okay.
I'm kind of out of like the hype train. I couldn't even tell you what's hyped right now if I wanted to. I have no idea. I don't pay attention. I just generally all the stuff I buy now, I buy due to other people's suggestions on whiskey. So like my friends will be like, hey, I found this bottle, it's really great. And like, and then if a couple people are like, oh yes, it's a great bottle, and I'm like, hey, pick me up one, and then we, send each other bottles, and that's basically how I get all my bottles now.
Hand deliver bottles, Sean. Hand deliver.
That's right, yeah. Because
That's right, Myron.
by the way, I just use USPS. It's flat rate. It gets there in 2 days. It's great. It's a felony. No one cares.
They're on the red phone. They're on the red phone again, Sean.
Yeah, but anyway, so so I couldn't tell you what's hyped right now, even if I wanted to. As far as bottles I bought that are hyped, again, I don't know that I really fall in that category.
How about just disappointed? Have you had any of those that you have exchanged a hand delivery and you got one and the recommendation was meh?
No,
We do.
honestly, I mean, generally, like if a couple of guys are like, "This is a great bottle," they're usually right. So, yeah, I don't think I've ever really had that experience where, everybody was like, "Oh, this is great," and then I was like, "Oh, this is trash." I don't. I did get this a few days ago from a local, and it's the 117 series. This is
that the new rye?
The extra old.
Okay.
Which is basically the same thing as this guy here, the 1910. It's
The
just
1910, yeah.
yeah, it's just in the barrel longer, the finished barrel longer. And it's
What?
good. Is it
Oh.
worth? I mean, because this is basically $120 bottle. Is it $120 good?
No.
I don't know. It's all right. It's cool.
Is it like are they trying? Is that kind of parallel to the double oaked? Is that kind of what they're doing with that?
Yeah. So I mean, it's exactly the 1910. It's the same exact stuff. They just leave it in the finishing barrel longer.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it is more refined, if that's
Yeah.
a thing that you care about. And I did them side by side Friday, I want to say, and it is better than the 1910. Is it twice as good?
Is it double good?
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Not so much double good, but it's it's a cool thing to own. So I have one and whatever. It's
Porky 100% agree on the double.
It was a disappointment.
Totally disappointing.
Yeah.
Conrad, what about you? Either something you got that was overhyped that you were disappointed in or overrated, or something you think's out there that's overrated?
I get this question a lot. And given the context of who's watching right now, and although you guys have some understanding, I'll tell you what my most disappointing, so therefore overrated bottle I got this year is actually sitting there. You see the C.H. Taylor up here? So the E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof Rye was a little disappointing to me this year, and I know that it's going secondary at $400 or $500 probably now, isn't it? I mean, it's already gone crazy, and it's funny for me because when you ask that question, the thing that immediately pops to mind is two different E.H. Taylor bottles. And I love E.H. Taylor Small Batch, and I love E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof Bourbon. But I expected a lot out of this rye, and it just didn't quite do it for me. Given the secondary price, a little disappointing. And one of the Taylor bottles that I tried that I was most disappointed in was the E.H. Taylor Grain of the Gods, the Amaranth Grain of the Gods. Sometimes the hype, I think, is what kills you. It's not the experience of the whiskey. If I poured you this E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof rye, didn't tell you what it was, solid whiskey, delicious, fantastic. But when you lead the hype to it, when you go, hey, this is super rare, they're going $500 on the secondary. I love the barrel bourbon. The straight rye is really good. Boom. And then you drink it and you're like, I didn't fall out of my chair. That was disappointing. I think for me, that's where the disappointment comes. It's not in the experience, it's in the expectation that causes the disparity to be disappointed.
What a good point. That was outstanding. Excellent.
And you can't get away from that hype with Buffalo Trace stuff. Like, it's just going to come with every new bottle that comes along is going to be overhyped and never, I don't think will ever live up to the hype. Like, it's just,
I want to ask you guys, this is interesting for me because the topic of Buffalo Trace comes up a lot. And on the subject, obviously, Blanton's and Eagle Rare and all these crazy things. Does anybody in here disagree with the statement that if anything from Buffalo Trace could be had easily at the intended MSRP that Buffalo Trace had meant them to be, would any product by Buffalo Trace be disappointing?
Oh, good question.
No. I think
I don't know what they raise prices. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what MSRP is on some of those things now.
Weller Special Reserve.
It's low. It's low. I mean,
what isn't Eagle Rare like 50 MSRP now?
42 bucks.
Yeah,
42.
Yeah,
something like that. It's a 10-year Buffalo Trace.
Yeah, I mean, so I guess, and I did this exact video a couple of years ago. I preferred Knob Creek 9 then, and I probably still would. And they're roughly the same price.
Yep. Yeah, Knob Creek is.
I don't think any of them would be a disappointment, though.
Yeah, I mean, not disappointing, but I mean, because I always compare things in like price points. So like Blanton's, what is that MSRP these days? 75-ish?
No, they raised it to 80 bucks.
Oh, well, at 80, it would certainly be
Blanton's is up to $79.99. Yeah. They raised that.
You know what? I'll agree with you on that. Blanton's for $80 would be a disappointment. Yeah. If I bought an $80 bottle and it tastes like Blanton's, I would.
Blanton's is just a mid.
Yeah,
it's just a mid
just
bourbon.
Fine.
Seriously.
I think the only one I would say, Conrad, would be Weller 12. Because if you could tell me that that Weller 12 was plentiful and I can get it for $52.99, or I could go get a Knob Creek 12 for $59.99, I would buy the KC every day. Like the Weller 12 to me is too low proof, very watery. Like they proofed out all the character from those 12 years, and it's just not. It's disappointing to me. I got like my first bottle I ever got. The woman at the store up the road was like, I had birthday money. She's like, you want something special for your birthday? And she pulled out $52.99. I got it for MSRP, and I was like, I wouldn't buy that again at MSRP.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only one I would say.
Can you get Knob Creek 12 for under $70?
Yes.
Knob Creek 12 around here is $59.99.
I can, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I can get it was 79 for a while. 79 for a while, and now it is for the last probably 6 months or so. It's dropped down to like $59.99 around here.
Yeah, I think it's $62.99 at my local Walmart, or $62.98 because Walmart pricing.
Walmart. You can get bourbon at Walmart. That's friggin' incredible.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They have great prices. They compete with Costco actually on their prices.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, that's amazing.
No,
Hey,
we're in New York,
Elmer-
State, so
I
we'll
know, I
never
know.
see that.
What is
is a
Weller
disappointment.
107? What is Weller 107 MSRP these days?
I think $59.99.
That would be
I
that'd be a really good bottle for like $60.
We
I
should
think
play
they
a Price
raised
is
it.
Right of bourbon.
I
You
think
guys
they
are
raised it
falling
to
into the
69.
trap. You guys are falling into the trap that a lot of us bourbon drinkers.
Oh my God, Ben,
Ben's
What was
muting.
that?
that was baller. High
Hold on.
five, buddy. That was amazing.
Hold on. Go ahead, Conrad.
Sorry, that
No, so I think it's funny because we started off on a conversation about what was disappointing, and we always start to slide into a conversation of compared to what.
Yeah,
You got to be careful about that because it is a valid statement. But if you're assessing a whiskey by itself, you gotta be careful. Like you compared Knob Creek to Weller 12; those are dramatically different things. You're talking about a
incredibly
weeded
different.
bourbon
Sure.
to to the KC, totally different profiles, totally different experiences.
Right.
Ones you would normally compare, but we tend to do it with price point. So I think it's fair conversation, but you gotta be a little careful.
And to me, I've got the age in my head. They're both 12-year bourbons, but you're right. I mean, they are two different 12-year bourbons for sure.
Well,
For
can
sure.
I ask?
I
this
did
question?
that 12-year blind, and I would have never expected in a billion years that anything was gonna in that blind was gonna beat Knob Creek 12, and Weller 12 won it, much to the chagrin of my viewers.
Wow. Well, let me ask this question real quick. So we talked about being disappointed at a price point. Buffalo Trace putting out Elmer T. Lee. They could put it out at $10 and I'd be disappointed. Elmer T. Lee is garbage.
My man.
I don't understand the hype behind it, man. I really don't.
I was going to amend my statement and say anything mash bill 2. Actually, I'm just not a.
Yeah.
Those are. Elmer T. Lee was one. It's probably I would take a Blanton's over that. At least the 2 that I've had, I was just profoundly underwhelmed.
Yes.
I feel
so like
sorry, man.
I wouldn't say, maybe $40-$50 is a ripoff for it, but I think at that price point I would be a little disappointed. I'd expect a little more from it.
I feel the same way about
like $200 or $300 for it.
Bobby, your audio's not coming through.
Yeah.
Well,
Not at all. How about that?
That's
That's much better.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
there we go. There we go.
sound like
it
you
gets drowned out if anybody else is talking and you try to talk, it gets drowned out and gets distorted a little bit.
like
Yeah, it sounds like you're underwater. Yeah.
So why don't we go to Bobby and ask what's
Bobby.
Ben, I'm going like this.
Oh,
So,
sorry.
Ben, what about you? Disappointing bottle? Overrated bottle?
Overrated.
Overrated.
No.
Hold on. I'm gonna
no.
hold on.
Get
Hold
out
on.
here.
Put that up there again. Put it up there again, you son of a bitch.
Oh,
No.
Ben. Oh, Ben.
So folks, we've hinted at this before, but it's going to be the Whiskey 5 from now on.
Yeah. Explain yourself, sir. Explain yourself.
Is it Benjamin?
Um,
Is Ben short for Benjamin? I feel like I have to call you your first name for this.
It is,
Benjamin.
yes.
This is how disappointed I am in you, Benjamin.
Like Conrad, I'm going
This
right now.
is a very, very good whiskey. I like
Yes.
it. I just don't get like that everybody just pleasures themselves to this bottle over the last year. Like it's something so much beyond. Call me a trash palate.
The spikiness. Sagamore double O. Come on, Ben. Come on. Sagamore double O. That's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah, I thought it was great. Mm. So, Bobby, yeah. So my first pick was from Sip Whiskey, and that Frey Ranch thing. But I went to a bourbon meetup, and there was a guy who had 100% wheat whiskey from Frey Ranch. It smelled like buttercream on the nose, man. The nose was incredible. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't wait to get it on the palate." Then you put it on the palate, and it was like drinking old grass clippings and corn husk. It was that bad. Yes. Uh, I think Marie Ann is a big Double Oak fan, and I think that's where we disagree. But if I had so so Woodford Double Oaked, Maker's Mark Cellar Aged, and Cooper's Craft 100. I think they're all overrated. But look, Jason C. I bought it up because Jason C. recommended the bottle. He was like, "Oh, this is a great bottle." A lot of people in the comments were saying how good the bottle was. I bought it. I was disappointed. I even put it in a blind with OF 100. It lost. It came in last place. It was that to me. I don't know what it is about Cooper's Craft that I don't get, or Woodford Double Oak unless it's a pick. I love char. I love man Peerless Double Oaked. Oh, I love a oaky bourbon, but something about Cooper's Craft just doesn't hit. It just doesn't hit right for me. That's what she said. Oh yeah. Hmm. Yeah, it does. That's what everybody says. Hmm. Oh, definitely for the price. Yeah, yeah. Well, I I agree with Ben. So Ben, I no, I yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I was saying I agree with Ben. I think even in my review of the bottle, I said, is it, like exceptional? I thought it was way better than a 101, but I didn't think it was like super exceptional. But what you have to take into account is those Four Roses 100s, those have only been out for a few months. Like those don't have a following. Like 101 has a cult following. Yeah, yeah. Wow. Okay. Wow. Wow. A little deep. No. I didn't see that. I didn't see that, but I did see one bourbon channel say that they said they wouldn't be up, even though that the people are back to the working, that they wouldn't be back up in production until 8 months. I guess take that with a grain of salt. I don't know how true that is, but take that with a grain of salt. That if that was another bourbon channel who actually lives in the area. Well, Bobby, you look damn good for a guy 4 years away from 60. 4 years away from 60. 4 years away from 60. You're 56.